hotel situation. We got Tylor shelter. Hooray. Everyone's happy. Tylor's happy. Not the case, guys. We got him into the hotel, and just that night, I receive a call from management. They're upset. The door is left open. Why is there a microwave in the tub? The refrigerator's turned over. I just feel so devastated.
Have you heard of the forger? How do I meet him? Get a box of coconut macaroons. That's how he likes to be paid. Go to the lunchroom bulletin board.
A lowly being incapable of change. Yet I'm chained down to my bedroom by the gravity of bipolar. Basically, I have a hard time in life.
Hey guys, also Tylor Chase for Poetry of Hollywood.
What is up, guys? I'm filming a commentary video. Before I start, I just want to mention that this video is going to be talking about addictions and mental health matters. So if this isn't your forte, you can watch my other videos that are more lighthearted. It helps me out a lot. So yeah, might be triggering. So if you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, check out my other videos if you haven't already, check out my shorts, check out my socials. Everything's linked down below, and check out my podcast, Pray with Mine, on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. So yeah, we're just gonna get right on into this video. Today we're gonna be talking about the Tylor Chase situation that's been rummaging through social media for the last maybe few days, this week or so. Tylor Chase has been taking over my For You page. I don't know about y'all's, but he's been taking over my For You page due to everyone being in shock over his current state right now. And for background, if you don't know who Tylor Chase is, he was born September 6, 1989 in Arizona, but right now he's currently residing in Riverside. So Riverside, California, if you are not familiar of that. I have seen him on Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. As someone that's grown up loving Nickelodeon, I watched him at my friend's house growing up, and it wasn't something that I watched at my house, but it was something that I watched at everyone else's house, and it was something that I kind of sort of liked. So yeah, but he's also played in different roles in other movies or TV shows, but his big debut was Ned's Declassified. So in the 2010s, he's made a YouTube channel to talk about his struggles with mental health and his poetry work.
I'm only just a person. A lowly being incapable of change. Yet I'm chained down to my bedroom by the gravity of bipolar. If I were a sailor, or a pirate for that matter, then surely, well, of course there is a seldom moment of a peaceful wave. I still look to the cloudy, dark, abandoned and blackened sky, as the peaceful waters convert back to wicked, wretched waves of destruction. Basically, I have a hard time in life. I know that I can make it better. But right now I'm a magician who has misplaced his top hat and rabbit. No one comes to my shows anymore. I'm a leaf in a running gutter with the inevitable fate of ending up in a drain. The season blots out the vivid green with orange and yellow despair. From a different dimension. I'm not sure of their intention. I try to stay with the sun. Night falls and the moon wakes. The shadows, they go after my soul. They try to take from me everything I've learned to love. Killing a fairy and a romance dove. As I fall, I try to grab onto something. When it comes to ledges, I always think life meant nothing. I never jumped, but here I fall. I'm trying to grasp onto my mind's brick wall. The shadows want me to give up. They don't want me to let go. They want me trapped in a magic show of black illusion. My mind desolate, alone in confusion. Perhaps I can fight them off. Their purple smoke and mirrors. Establish a feeling that will make things clear. One that doesn't come from holding someone dear.
Someone on TikTok posted about it, and I spent like all last night watching his videos because just to get a feel of what he is before addiction, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know him personally, how he was, because he wasn't really in like the public eye like that up until this situation right here. Also talked about his struggles with bipolar disorder, and he felt like he was very isolated from the world due to his bipolar, but he's been very vocal about his bipolar. It wasn't something that was hidden from the world, but it seemed like he had it for a while. September 2025, Tylor was posted all over social media, and it was showing that he was experiencing homelessness and possibly addictions as well. And the only reason why I feel like he's addicted to rugs right now is because his mouth movements are a huge dead giveaway that it could be meth or so. That's just from what I've seen and what I've gathered of people that I've seen with those type of addictions. Seeing him in that way has sparked a lot of things, a lot of conversations on the internet, and a lot of people were even running into him, and people were filming him and being like, are you Tylor Chase from Ned Declassified? And obviously it's him. He's very aware of who he is, and he knows that he has played a role on that show, so he's not too far gone.
Yo, are you the Nickelodeon dude? Yeah. Come here. How you been, man? How you doing?
I'm okay.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where do you normally stay at? And what happened, dude? What happened?
I was trying to stay locally.
Yeah.
Out here.
Okay, that's good. So are you doing good, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
That's good. I want to take you for lunch tomorrow, get you some food tomorrow. Is that okay?
Of course.
Yeah, 'cause right now I'm in a rush somewhere. So where are you usually where do you...
Someone with me?
No, I'm by myself, hon.
Oh.
Yeah, where do you usually hang at? Where do you usually hang at?
Just around here.
Like I met...
Remy.
Huh?
You look like my best friend Remy.
Yeah, I look like your best friend?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
You look exactly like her.
I loved you on the show on Ned Declassified. You're awesome, bro. You're awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're like my childhood, you know?
We'll give him that, because he does say like I'm from Nickelodeon and I am Tylor Chase. He does say that, and then a lot of times he does go on to like Bible scriptures and whenever people talk to him and stuff like that. Former Nickelodeon star Daniel Curtis Lee, who played alongside with Tylor in the same show, has even reached out to Tylor in regards of this situation in hopes of helping him to get to sobriety. Just took him out to get lunch and they ate pizza together.
A lot of you guys are concerned about Tylor Chase this holiday season, and I just wanted to give you an update. Sean Weiss and his team put a lot of effort into trying to get him into a hospital last night, and I thought it worked. His dad told me it worked, but it turns out he kind of backed out.
Was yours the cheese?
So today I went to have pizza with him. It was delicious. Shout out Blaze Pizza.
Yeah. Cheese, you can have the cheese and now that's the way you eat a pizza right there. That's the way.
I also got to let him chat with his old friend Devin Werkheiser, my guy Nettie. So they couldn't get him into a car last night, and that's why they weren't able to get him to the hospital.
Since it was filmed, a lot of people were, you know, stitching the video and were feeling like his intentions were not as pure as he thinks it is because it was filmed.
This might just be me, but I feel like Daniel Curtis Lee went to help Tylor Chase, went to help him for clout. Now, stay with me now, because when was the last time that you talked to this man? All of a sudden, all these years later, you concerned about this man's well-being. Both of y'all are hella irrelevant, first of all. I didn't even watch Ned Declassified. I understand it was a good show that was on TV and they both was on it. But just being real, neither one of y'all are relevant. Now, I'm sorry that this man is going through this, but I'm seeing that for the black man, I forgot his name, it looked like an opportunity for him to get some relevance. Or is he relevant? And somebody chime me in. I don't know. I could be wrong. But it seemed like it's some cloud chasing shit going.
Every time people interacted with Tylor Chase, he was getting filmed. He was being filmed in all ways, shapes, or form. And so a lot of people were like, why are you filming someone that is clearly vulnerable? This isn't helping the situation. One of the people that was filming him and interviewing him is someone that I do watch on YouTube quite frequently, and it's Tales from the Streets. I don't know if y'all know who that what that channel entails, but I personally love it because when it comes to, I don't know if he goes by Art or Juan, because people call him Art and some people call him Juan, but he goes around and he interviews people between Arizona and California. He's originally from California, and he even interviewed Tylor in one of his videos, and he even gave him money, and a lot of people were shit talking to him because they were like, oh my god, like, why are you giving him money? He doesn't need money. But that's what he does. After he interviews someone, he gives them like $20, but his channel entails people with rug addictions and people that do SW. A lot of things that are swept on the rug and considered taboo. He interviews people and lets them tell their side of the story. It is not like soft white underbelly when he's like, you know how Mark is like asking them really uncomfortable questions, especially to the minors. Like, he is nothing like that. I've watched his videos for about a year, and he questions them, and he'll be like, hey, do you want to be on pay? Like, he asks them consent also. I do want to reiterate that because as someone that's watched his videos, he does ask them consent. So yeah, but he has interviewed him as well.
YouTube poetry?
Yeah, the one on Nick, right? Nickelodeon?
Yes.
What was your name? What's your name?
Tylor.
Tyler?
Curtis Mendez. Also Tylor Chase for Poetry of Hollywood. Actors, so it's the kids of Nickelodeon. Tylor Chase, one of the...
Damn, bro, how'd you get... Why are you in the streets like this? Why are you in the streets like this?
Chase Bank.
Oh, damn. Hey, you know what? I got some cash for you, bro.
I
got some cash for you.
Here in California.
Here, look.
God bless you, sir. May I give you this gift?
No, don't worry about it, bro. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even
worry about it, bro.
You are from Persia, Syria.
Here you go, bro.
The Prince of Syria.
Damn, that's crazy. Hey, bro, try to get your life better, bro. You know?
I bet star 96.7.
Yeah.
No,
you're good. No, go ahead, bro. Sell it to somebody else. You're good. Thank you. No, bro, you're good.
I don't really agree with people like talking about him over it because that's just his style. Most people just don't pay these people. They just kind of like use them for exploitation. But in his way, it's not exploitation in my eyes because his whole channel is about raising awareness of what is going on. A lot of people just kind of walk by them and don't bat an eye to them because they're like often scared of them, but he actually goes to the trenches to talk to these people. And a lot of the places that he would go to were filled with gangs and shit like that, and he was doing it because he wants people to know that this is what's going on in America, something that people don't really like talking about because it's kind of taboo and it's very uncomfortable, and especially in the states that people are in, you're like, oh my god, that is kind of crazy. When it comes to Daniel, he offered Tylor a place to stay in a hotel, and he even drove like 50 miles from LA to Southern California to see him for this situation.
Is it an old friend? Yeah, it's the holiday season, it's rainy out, and I just wanted him to have at least some basic accommodations. He wanted to stay local, and this was the only one that was open and accepted people, so here we are, man. I'm gonna come back and holler at you, man, and we'll talk more about trying to get that situation squared away so we can do the rehab or whatever we need to, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Give me a hug, man. Love you, brother. Love you, man.
Too.
So happy to see you, dude.
Thank you. I'm so happy to see you as well.
You're the man, brother, and I believe in you, and we're gonna win, bro. All we gotta do is stay with it and keep working, dude.
I think he does care about him. I'm not gonna lie. I think like he does care about him because he's the only one that has really shown that he genuinely cares. But I don't really know if it's, you know, there's a huge part of me that's like, is it for the cameras? Is this for, you know, just to make y'all look good to the cameras because you guys have a podcast together? You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ned Declassified, the 3 main cast members, has a podcast together, and they make videos here and there, and they talk about like their time on Nickelodeon, and they basically kind of did it for like nostalgia reasons. But personally, I don't watch their videos. They're just not my type of people that I want to keep up with as an adult. They, not to be rude or anything, but yeah, no. So a lot of people were thinking like maybe he's trying to look good for the cameras, because he still has a social media presence, and he's very much active on social media still. But I also think on the other side, like, people are still kind of like doing their own thing, and people don't want to completely stop their lives because of this situation, as selfish as it sounds. But a lot of people don't really want to deal with that. They kind of just sort of like, well, I hope he feels better, and that's kind of what's happened, you know what I mean? Within hours of him being in the hotel, Daniel got a call from the management that Tylor was residing in, saying that he trashed the hotel, saying that he tipped over the fridge, and that the door was wide open, and that there was a microwave in the bathtub, and people were suspecting that he was trying to take initiatives, you know.
Guys, we got him into the hotel, and just that night, I receive a call from management. They're upset. The door is left open. Why is there a microwave in the tub? The refrigerator's turned over. I just feel so devastated. I'm at a loss. And his family told me that they had tried the hotel thing before and it didn't work. And of course, Dan, why did you assume that you were going to be able to, just fix this situation? I don't even think we should be at this point, guys. 3 nights ago, when we tried to get him to the hospital, the authorities should have. I don't understand how a system could be in place, right? We have all these social systems where help should be provided for these people facing mental health issues, drug abuse issues, right? Taxpayers vote on this stuff all the time. 5150 exists. A third party should be able to get someone into treatment. There's no reason that his family should not be able to get him help. I'm really feeling devastated here. I do want to send a thank you to people that have been supporting, the people on the ground. I think that it is time to put in a call for 5150, but I also need insight from you all. Do you think that's fair to have a third party call and get someone entry into a facility when you know they need the treatment and they're gravely mentally disabled? We have to do something before it's too late for Tylor. We have to do something.
People were suspecting that, but we don't really know what the motive was for that. I was trying to look online what caused him to do that, but there wasn't any motives. I think he just did it just to do it. You know, we also have to mention that he is on some sort of substance, so he's not thinking clearly. He's pretty erratic, so what they're gonna do is not gonna be the most rational decision. You know what I mean? Not everything is because of him trying to initiate to take his life, but we have to mention that, you know, they're not clear in the head a lot of the times. So he sounded really upset about the whole situation, and I think he looked kind of like hurt in my eyes, like, oh my god, I thought this was gonna help. But honestly, like, it was a good gesture. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good gesture, but what he needs is rehab. That's really what he needs. Like, yes, it was a good gesture, and it probably was a lot of money because it was in California, and those hotel prices are really up the roofs, honestly. Like, might as well get a apartment at that point, because they're just so crazy, especially in Southern California where I grew up in. It was crazy. Nice gesture, but it's just, I don't think he understands the gravity of how good it is to take his sobriety seriously, and the only person that could make him do that is himself. So yeah, but Daniel has been trying to keep in contact with him and since this whole situation, because there's times where there was some news article that reached out to him, and were people asking him, like, are you still in contact with him with all this situation, and he said he tries to, but the situation is that he loses his phone a lot, and that's telltale addiction right there. Like, a lot of rug addicts do that.
Yeah. Hey.
It's the Holy Spirit. That's the Holy Spirit. And that's the word miracle.
God is good, man. Hey, God is good, brother. Yo, but so we are thinking about trying to get some real treatment and help, brother. Yeah? We got to get you to some treatment. We got to get some treatment, brother. I think we need it. It'll help us. And you know, you got to get safe, man. A lot of people want to see you safe, man.
Awesome news coming out of the Tylor Chase universe. All right, this is the positive power of social media. Reports are coming out that Riverside authorities were finally able to get Tylor into a short-term treatment facility after all the attention and support from all of you guys. All right, we've done a great job of getting Tylor to the next step in his mental health and recovery journey by shedding light on, you know, things we as a society, unfortunately, find comfort in hiding. I'm praying that this finally works, because this news kind of coming from the same guy who said like 5 days ago that he was able to get Tylor Chase into a hospital, told me and his dad that he did it and it was unsuccessful, turned out the next day. But really hoping this one sticks this time. Now, I was able to speak with Tylor Christmas Day before he went in. Shout out to Jake for knowing who to call. Although it's kind of weird, he's been perpetuating this false TMZ headline saying that the hotel room was trashed on his Instagram. He knows I never said trashed, and that was the headline they ran with, but he posted it to his... Anyway, don't worry. He says nicer things in this clip.
Man, a lot of people want to see you safe, man. Yo, you're supported.
Yeah, he said that when I asked him earlier, he said he wanted to chat with you, so we're just making contact every day. We're hanging out with him and shit, so.
Thank you. That helps, man. And if he can just stay away from whatever people are trying to give him, you know.
He seems to be the most receptive with you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, even when I brought your name up, he was super happy about it, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's my guy. But continue to urge him for long-term care, man, treatment.
So it just be like that. But it sounds good in theory to be like, oh my God, I'm helping him. Oh my God, I'm doing this, all that. But there's going to be a point where you're going to get really burnt out from the situation, and you're going to be like, is this even worth it? Because there's no progress being made. And yes, this looks good on camera, but is he really doing this behind closed doors? Is he really like caring about him in that level? You know what I mean? And a man named Sean Wees, I don't know how to say his last name, but he's from Mighty Ducks. He came to help Tylor. He had like a room available for a rehab, and he was awaiting his arrival for that, but Tylor refused to go to rehab.
All right, guys, today was a huge day. Huge win for Tylor. We finally got Tylor the help he needed. He's currently receiving medical attention to get him healthy, to get him all better and on track for rehab. No, he's in good hands right now, and he's being taken care of, and he's off the streets. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for blowing this up, and y'all made it happen. Let's go.
Sean even said that he has stated that he's gone through homelessness and addictions and all those things. So obviously, like, as someone with active addiction, he understands him more on that type of level, but it could also trigger him in the process too if he continues going to help him, if he's strong enough to hold his sobriety, you know what I mean? Probably wondering where's his family in all this situation, because that's always the biggest question whenever a so-and-so so-called celebrity kind of like goes off the rails like this. So I've seen some statements, and apparently his family has stated that they don't feel like he needs money, that he needs like a rehab. And they've even talked to Daniel, and they told him that they've tried the hotel situation, but it didn't work for him because he was acting really irate and stuff like that. Even Devon, who is also a co-star from Next Classified, he was the main character, and his name was like Ned, I think. But yeah, obviously. So he's even FaceTimed Tylor at some point, and he was basically saying that it was heartbreaking to see him in this way. I haven't seen Tylor in 20 years since the show ended, and it's an everyday uphill battle to course correct. Yeah, I don't know. People are gonna forget about him in probably a couple weeks from now. Especially since he doesn't really want help. It kind of is hard to help him in a state like that, because it's not like, you know, he wants help right now and people are ignoring him. He has outright said that he did not want help. And that's the thing about addicts, like they have to want to get help to move on from life. And I don't really know, because I was watching his videos and his poems were very touching, I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like he has suffered from his bipolar for a really long time, and I don't know if he was getting treatment for it. Like I said before, I don't really know much about him because I wasn't keeping up with, weren't the people that I was keeping up with as I got older. And unfortunately, the first time I actually see him in a long time is in this state. And it's probably for a lot of people, because a lot of people were kind of like shocked, you know what I mean? And he was just plastered all over the internet. And at first I was in disbelief about the whole situation, because I'm like, that cannot be the same guy from Ned's Declassified. But then I was like, I looked at the eyebrows, and he's always had very bushy, prominent eyebrows. And I was like, okay, that could be someone else with bushy eyebrows. But then he said, I'm Tylor Chase. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, this is just how it is. And this is just kind of how it is with a lot of child stars. They go down this path a lot of the times. This isn't the first time, and I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be the last time where we see a former child star do this, because there's a lot of things that were freaking pushed under the rug. And I don't know if he's gone through anything personally with Dan Schneider, but it wouldn't be too out of the norm, you know what I mean? But it did seem like he had a huge obsession with Sam or Jeanette and Miranda, and that's the ones I do feel like he had an obsession with, especially Britney Spears' sister. Those are the three I feel like he had the biggest obsession with when they were still kids. But honestly, if you watch Quiet on the Set on HBO, it really puts a lot of things in perspective. It is not something that you can sit up there and watch bajillion times. Like, I had to hold myself from crying so many times, because I felt like I was robbed a lot of the times. And these were things that I didn't know, because I was a kid myself and I didn't understand these jokes, because I still had a very innocent mind, and I didn't understand what those sexual jokes were that were constantly in those shows. And I'm like, okay, maybe, well, they're teenagers. I wasn't a teenager at the point where I was watching it, but I'm like, maybe this is just normal teenager stuff. But then again, you have to think about it. Adults are making these scripts, you know what I mean? A lot of things came out, and it was bad. It was so bad, especially when it came to Drake Bell. It was bad. It was horrible what happened to him, and it made me sick to my stomach of what happened to him. It kind of was centered around him, because a lot of people didn't really want to come forward, because a lot of people were paid off. So they're just like, I don't want to talk about it anymore because I was paid off. So I understand, but it's also like, clearly you're still dealing with the traumas of it, and it would probably help the next generation if more people spoke out about this. But the thing is, with child stars, this isn't a relatively new thing. This has been going on for, you know, centuries, and the laws that had to do with child actors is relatively new. So that's the thing, like, these kids were working for hours and hours without like real restrictions, so they can be sitting on set for hours, like all day, missing out on real life just to get an episode done. And they did that all for us and to help get their families out of poverty. That's a lot of pressure on a kid. That's a lot of pressure. And I don't know if Tylor felt that way. I don't know. I know that with, you know, the child star Macaulay, he grew up in poverty, and he's always been an actor. He was probably one of the most well-known child actors that we've all grown up seeing, and he went down a really dark path and got clean, got married, had kids, and he looks really good, personally. And then we've seen it with Amanda Bynes. That was another person that Dan Schneider was very obsessed with, was Amanda Bynes. And when Amanda Bynes was going irate on Twitter and was saying all these things that happened to her, people didn't believe her. People were thinking that she was crazy. I remember being 12, 13 years old, looking up her alias Twitter accounts that she would post her little feelings on, and I remember being so intrigued and like happy for her for feeling like she could do this. But I just feel like she was one of the people that was done so dirty in the industry, and the reason why she completely even changed her look from being, you know, one of the most attractive people in the early 2000s to who is this person is because of trauma. And a lot of people were like, oh my god, she looks so crazy, she looks so bad. That's what trauma does to you. It makes you want to change every little thing about yourself, because you don't want to be seen as that person that was hurt. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that in the mirror. And I hated how social media painted her as this crazy person when all what was happening was just she was hurting. She was a kid and you guys took advantage of her. She wasn't an adult getting taken advantage of, and even if she was an adult, it's still not right. But I don't know, like, people are not kind to people when it comes to these type of situations. I don't know if people were making fun of Tylor in this situation. I didn't read the comments fully. I know a lot of people were like very concerned, but when it came to like the early 2000s and 2010s and people were coming out with their situations after being a child star for so long, you know, social media was just not helpful. I feel like it made the situation worse. But the only reason why she was under that alias name, because she knew that if she went through her actual name, like, she was gonna get so much scrutiny over it. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know how I found that account, but she was posting on it like a lot until people found out that this was Amanda Bynes. And then when she found, like, posted how she looked, everyone was like body shaming her, saying that she looked ugly. It was some really crazy things, you know what I mean? But I hope that he gets the help that he needs, whether that's now or in the future. I wouldn't say you guys should give up hope on him, but because I do feel like there is probably that part of him that wants him to get help, but maybe he's scared of the outcome. Like, Ruggs was something that he found comfort in, and people find comfort in homelessness too. Even though it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad because, you know, anything could happen to you in that given moment. I've heard a lot of stories of those things, and even when people try to go get help, and that's another thing. Tales from the Streets would even drive people to facility centers because they'll be like, oh, I want to get clean, and then he'll try to get an update on them, and then they'll be like, oh, I didn't go, I left. And another thing is that they're scared because, you know, the withdrawals is very painful, and a lot of people don't want to go through that because it's very, very uncomfortable, and it's painful, and it's just grueling, and it's clear as day that he's trying to run away from something, but I just don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, and I don't really know much about bipolar, I'm not gonna lie, but I just know that it's very, very debilitating. There's some high highs and some low lows, and that crash happens rather quickly sometimes. But I think I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also share if, you know, that would help me out a lot too. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I know that freaking New Year's is coming up, so this is probably going to be my last video of this year, because I don't think I have any more videos after this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really thankful of all the followers that I have. I'm really thankful of the people that continue to support me over the last 8 years of me being on this platform. I'm very appreciative of everyone that also likes, comments, all that stuff, because I love reading your guys' comments. No matter how old the video is, I'm always reading it and commenting back because I love doing that. And yeah, I appreciate all of you guys, and I don't feel like I say that a lot, but I really do. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Happy holidays, stay safe. I don't know why my voice goes out so much. Stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.